Jeff Franklin has been the Clay County Sheriff for 20 years. Franklin says neighboring a state which recently legalized marijuana for medicinal purposes has made this last year stand out to him.
If all the states around you legalize it, it's going to come into your state. There's no way it's not going to.
Dual County, Nebraska borders Colorado. It has seen a 663% increase in marijuana possession arrests since the legalization in 2012. Dual County authorities saw possession cases go from 11 in 2011 to 73 the following year.
Well, I mean, we certainly know that there are people that are going to Colorado to buy marijuana under the medical marijuana laws.
Major Funkhauser oversees Nebraska's primary crime lab in Lincoln.
And then returning to their home states, whether it be Nebraska or any other state.
Marijuana is illegal in Nebraska and 29 other states.
NET News surveyed county sheriffs and attorneys in Nebraska. Out of the officials along Interstate 80, 70% are seeing an increase in marijuana-related arrests.
Law enforcement aren't the only ones being affected by bordering a marijuana legalized state. Nebraska smokers have felt the difference as well.
Well, in Nebraska, unless you're doing it in your own home, you definitely feel really anxious. You feel like you really have to look over your shoulder a lot.
Two marijuana users who asked to remain anonymous, we'll call them Katie and Peter, lived in Colorado while marijuana has been legal and have now moved back to Nebraska.
And when you're in Colorado, especially now that it's legalized, you can be outside and you don't feel as judged.
Nebraska marijuana smokers' mindset has changed since border state Colorado has legalized marijuana.
Well, I think that Nebraskan marijuana smokers are mostly just reassured what they've already known. And again, people who smoke marijuana, who know marijuana, know that it's just a waiting game.
The real problem is, what are law enforcement going to do when marijuana is recreationally legalized in Colorado?
Do we expect that to continue or increase? Probably, because the medical marijuana card won't be required at that point in time.
The synthetics coming through Nebraska are already causing headaches for crime labs.
Those are particularly difficult to test.
Clay County depends on the main crime lab in Nebraska to test every drug they confiscate.
Because they're the ones that have the degrees where they're able to break it down and tell us what's in it so that we can go into court and do prosecution on it.
It costs Clay County $149 every time they send in drugs to get tested. These costs are creating tough questions for law enforcement, which has already started affecting their jobs.
A lot of people aren't even messing with marijuana now since it started getting legal in states because it's just too difficult to put the cases into court there. So
there is only so much law enforcement can do. For NewsNet Nebraska, I'm Haley Herzog reporting.